to my YouTube channel. So today we'll be discussing fashion design. Before we move into our drafting of basic gown, I want us to move to know what fashion designing is. What is fashion designing? Why do I want to be a fashion designer? What do I want to do in fashion designing? Okay, so what is fashion design? When we look all around us, we'll see clothing, accessories, shoes, bags that we love to buy, love to wear, or that you just admire on someone. That's fashion. That's fashion. And there's someone who comes up with these ideas. There's someone who decides, okay, let's create Crocs. That's fashion. Someone decides, okay, let me create what we call there's what we call mommy trousers or boyfriend trousers, boyfriend jeans and all that. But someone that come up with the idea, someone that come up with the idea of what corsets, someone came up with the idea of abaya and all various type of outfits. We have hats that we wear, we have turbans. They are all what fashion accessories, all things that they are created by someone, and someone that creates such is called what the fashion designer. A fashion designer is not just from someone that sews, no. Fashion designer is a person who creates ideas and also concepts of new clothing styles. Someone who creates concepts of clothing styles or fashion accessories, and the person it always comes. The ideas always come by what by drawing or sketching, and it comes out what creating what you've drawn or what you've sketched out. That's it. So when we look at fashion designing today, fashion designing has evolved so much. Fashion designing has evolved. Fashion designing has evolved to the point that we now use what computer-aided designs in making what ideas. We use computer-aided designs to make what to make ideas. And we'll talk about the history of fashion. When it comes to fashion designing has to go back way to our what to 19th century. I won't say fashion design naturally, but the word fashion designing. We have our first fashion designer, because when I say fashion design started in 19th, what were people wearing in the 19th century? What were people wearing? Clothes, right? So our first fashion designer was who? Charles Frederick Worth. Charles Frederick Worth in the 19th century. He has his workshop what in fashion in his workshop in Paris. I mean Paris, and he actually made her clothes worn by royalties. He was the first designer to actually dictate to his customers what to wear. He was the first person to actually dictate to what he gave them what they wanted to wear. He didn't follow their demands now. He gave them what they were to wear. So it was like their designer. It created an outfit for them for royalties. Charles Frederick Worth. So due to this, his fashion house actually became famous in Paris. It became famous in Paris. So when we talk about what is a fashion designer, what does it take to be a fashion designer? As we don't know that fashion is an art. Fashion is an art. And to work as a designer, you have to have a creative and artistic personality. You don't have to be that person that doesn't have that creative mindset. You have to be creative. You have to be able to make something extraordinary out of the ordinary. So it's not just about copying and paste. We know today we have people who call themselves designers, but what they do actually is just what they copy and paste. They just see an outfit and they make it exactly like that. They do not add anything to it, like, oh, let me add my own touch to this outfit that this client ordered for and all that. So when it comes to fashion designing, we have two aspects. When it comes to fashion designing in sewing, now we have two aspects. We have the haute couture and we have the ready to wear. When it comes to the haute couture is a French word, which means was high-end fashion. It's high-end fashion. So when it comes to haute couture is making custom size to fit for your clients. Make custom size to fit for your clients. Create designs and make it to fit your clients. And under it, we have the bridal wears. We have our ashwebis in Nigeria. We have our ashwebis and make it exactly to your customer size and fit. And we also have what the ready to wear collection. The ready to wear collection is what they are of standard size. They have a fixed size. They are not custom made. So they are suitable for what large production. Actually, you can make them as we have the medium, large, like our shirts now, we have the medium, the large, extra large, extra large. Also for outfits now, we have it by size. You might say a size C, a size 8, a size 10, and 12, 14, and so on. So that's ready to wear. So when it comes to fashion designing, you can say, okay, I want to go into fashion designing. What do I actually want to do? I don't want to sew. Of course, you can be in fashion designing and also it's not compulsory you sew. We have people that are called pattern drafters. We have like our classes now. I'm teaching you how to draft patterns. There are people that is what they basically do. They just draft, give them an outfit, just show them pictures, and they will draft it out for you. You give them the size, the measurements, and they'll draft it for you. And what you do, you sell it out to people who you pay for their services. So that's their own job, pattern drafters. We also have people who are fashion illustrators. Fashion illustrators are people that actually they bring imaginations into pictures. They draw it out, like they use the card, the computer-aided designs, or they can actually have the manual one, and we have the digital one. They can draw it out manually, or they use the computer to draw it, which is the digital fashion illustration. We also have the tailors. The tailors are so they are called joiners also. Can be tailors, that be joiners. Those are the people that actually you are sewing. You're sitting on the machine and you are working. So we have people that what they do is that they had actually a clothing line and they employ tailors. They employ tailors to actually to work for them. And so when we talk about the niche of fashion, I'll talk more on these various branches of fashion and how to carve a niche around fashion designing, how to carve your own personal niche that suits you, that suits your personality, and you enjoy doing it. So for now, we'll just limit it to just let you know what is fashion. Fashion is not just limited to sewing out, to be a tailor. No, that's not all fashion designing is. Fashion designing is not limited to actually sewing of clothes also. Fashion designing is how to do with our bags, our accessories, our shoes, our outfits, everything that comes together and give us that uniqueness, give us our fit. And also fashion has an origin culturally also, because according to culture in some places, they put on iro and buba. Yeah, that's the top and the wrapper. So in another culture, you see men putting on skirts. Yes, see men putting on skirts. So in another culture, they wear the suits and they wear the trousers, and also it also has to do with culture also. So what works for a culture might not work for another culture. You might have a particular culture and you go to another place and be like, why are these people putting on skirts? Why? That's their own culture and you can't change their culture. So sometimes you just have to blend with the culture, or you just stay on your own and they will see you also as a different person. So that's just fashion. I'll catch you guys in my next class. My next class, I'll be talking about how to draft. I won't be talking, I'll be explaining also. We'll be doing it together. We'll be drafting a basic gown together. So I'll be drafting it. I'll show you the basics. I'll be starting with that also, where I'll be showing you how to do our waist that, which is the simplest of all that. So we'll be drafting our basic gowns and we catch it up from there. See you guys later. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I know you're enjoying these classes and I have a lot of content, so plenty content to actually share with you guys, and I'm so happy to be with you guys. I'm happy that you guys are with me also on this journey. Have fun. Bye.